For more on the reaction to the departure of Steve Bannon, we're joined by author, columnist, and thinker, Mark Steyn. Mark, does this make America better or worse with Bannon gone?
Well, I incline to the latter because I'm worried that the departure of Steve Bannon makes the Trump administration more ordinary, and I think the people who voted for Trump wanted something extraordinary. And at the risk of quoting myself, which is, I think, the first sign of madness, over a decade ago, I said it required some genius for George W. Bush to get demonized as a right-wing madman, when 90% of the time he was Tony Blair with a ranch. And I think the same process is underway now. Trump is being demonized as the new Hitler, while inside the building they're basically trying to turn him into Jeb Bush with a kind of foul-mouthed semi-Tourette's Twitter feed. And I don't think that's going to work. The Trump agenda, it was very interesting listening, and that was a very sane explication we just heard, but it didn't mention the wall, for example. It didn't mention illegal immigration. It didn't mention any of the issues that catapulted Trump in June and July of 2015 into the lead over all the 17 sane governors and senators for whom there were no takers among the Republican base.
So Trump's voters have put up with an awful lot. They're mocked as bigots for supporting him. There's a lot about what Trump says it's hard to explain or understand, but they've stuck with him because he speaks for them on those issues. Right. How long will their patience last? How long until they say, you know what, it's just he's not doing the things I voted for? Like, what's the point of this?
Well, I think there's three groups of people. There's people who just loathe Trump's style, and that includes a lot of Republicans like your pal Bill Kristol, whom you were talking about the other night. Then there's people who like the style. They like the way he plays Smash Mouth with everybody. But there's a third group of people who recognize Trump is a curious and idiosyncratic character, but he was the only one advancing policies that people cared about. And if you are in these states and towns where the mill has closed and the factory is closed, right, and you're listening to these lame bromides from Marco Rubio about a second American century, when all you want is for, you know, your remaining life expectancy to be marginally less worse, then I think they do want the Trump policies, and they're disturbed by the fact that, for example, on national security, we essentially have, I don't know what Bill Kristol's complaining about. I mean, when you look at the options in Afghanistan, essentially Bill Kristol's foreign policy establishment is still in control of the joint. Likewise, the Obamacare skinny repeal was nothing like what Trump was talking about when he was on the stump. And so I think at a certain point, the people who voted for Trump did not vote for John Kasich or Jeb Bush or Marco Rubio with a slightly wackier personality. They want the Trump policies as well as the Trump personality.
That's exactly right. And there are some people, I'm included, who don't really care about his personality or his dumb tweets. They just wanted to see the essential problems of the country addressed in an honest way, and the parties are not capable of doing that. And I thought maybe this guy will be able to.